Burn it. Burn it. Burn it. Yeah. Shit.
As long as he continues to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter, a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be that good.
If Manny Pacquiao is really considering of coming back to professional boxing, I think that would be a good measurement and sign and a marketing for him.
According to insider reports, undefeated boxing legend Floyd Mayweather Jr. made an unexpected visit to Manny Pacquiao's training camp in Los Angeles, where the Filipino icon is preparing for his highly anticipated comeback bout against Mario Barrios. This surprise meeting between two of boxing's most legendary figures has sent shockwaves through the sports world, reigniting discussions about their storied rivalry, mutual respect, and the evolving landscape of the sport. Promoter Frank Warren and broadcaster Simon Jordan have openly criticized Pacquiao's return at 46. Warren called the WBC's decision to rank him at number 5, despite a long absence and a weak exhibition showing in 2024, disappointing and potentially damaging to the sport's credibility. Some have even likened Pacquiao's title shot to entertainment-style events like Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, arguing that such matchups, while drawing attention, undermine boxing's merit-based tradition. Concerns over Pacquiao's health and motivations add complexity to the debate. Still, supporters see his comeback as an inspiring display of passion and perseverance, not a risk to his legacy, but a continuation of it.
Fought against Manny Pacquiao, you fought against Floyd Mayweather. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the hardest puncher, what would you rate both fighters?
We all know that Mayweather is not known for a big punch. It stings, it stings, yes. I would have to say they're about the same. It's funny because I didn't feel Pacquiao's punch. I didn't do anything to me, so I didn't really feel his punch. They punched the same. The only difference is that Pacquiao has the ability to really maybe knock you out, but he's got to land that perfect punch. And Pacquiao's more of a, he doesn't have that good timing like Mayweather.
What about speed?
Speed, it's different. It's different speed because Mayweather is a guy who for one fast shot, boom. Pacquiao he'll throw 4, 5, 6, 7 punches and fast. I think both guys might be the same. I would have to go with Pacquiao.
Despite mixed results in recent exhibitions, training footage from early 2025 has reignited excitement among fans. The clips show Pacquiao demonstrating his signature hand speed, footwork, and power reminiscent of his prime. Observers have praised his physical condition, prompting speculation about his ability to compete at a high level once more. Still, some critics argue the comeback could tarnish his legacy, especially since he is bypassing younger contenders after a 4-year absence. While his dedication is admirable, questions persist about whether this return enhances or risks the legacy of the only boxer to win titles in 8 weight divisions.
Any version of Mayweather would have always beaten Pacquiao, in my opinion. I think Mayweather would have always done what's necessary for Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao had a greater career, but I think Mayweather's a better fighter. And I think Mayweather had the right things for somebody like Pacquiao. I mean, he had the right one-punch speed. He had the right IQ. He was bigger than Manny with longer arms. He had great feet. It's just a kryptonite for Manny Pacquiao. I personally thought so.
Manny Pacquiao spoke about that. He shouldn't have.
Floyd Mayweather, yeah.
Because it's a time and a place for everything. I'm not going to say he's right and I'm not going to say he's wrong. But it's so crazy. When he spoke about it, I could have easily came out and said, yeah, you spoke about it. I ain't have to say nothing. Just by you saying my name, they gave me a check for $4 million. He said my name when he didn't supposed to. Remember I said it's a time and a place for any and everything.
Floyd Mayweather believes Pacquiao's return may be financially motivated, a common reason for many retired boxers to stage comebacks. While comebacks often offer aging fighters one last lucrative payday, Mayweather still acknowledges Pacquiao's skills, claiming his current form surpasses many active fighters' best. Known for fiercely guarding his undefeated legacy, Mayweather has sometimes responded defensively to comparisons with Pacquiao. YouTuber Showbiz the Adult once shared that Mayweather became agitated when someone suggested Pacquiao might be greater, even accusing him of using performance-enhancing drugs, highlighting how sensitive Mayweather remains about his historical standing.
Philippine boxing legend Manny Pacquiao leads ESPN's list of top 25 Asian athletes of the 21st century. The 8th Division World Boxing Champ bested the likes of Chinese basketball icon Yao Ming and Japanese baseball superstar Ichiro Suzuki, who finished second and third respectively. Completing the top 5 are Korean football star Song Hong-min and Japanese-American Naomi Osaka. Also making the list, the Philippines' first ever Olympic gold medal winner, weightlifter Heidelin Diaz, and the PBA's 7-time PBA MVP, Junmar Fajardo.
The upcoming bout between Pacquiao and Barrios has generated widespread buzz in the boxing world. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman has voiced strong support for the fight, noting Pacquiao's legendary status and pointing to the precedent of successful comebacks by past champions. I like the idea very much. I believe Pacquiao can still beat or compete with any fighter, he stated, signaling the WBC's endorsement and recognition of Pacquiao's enduring relevance.
Your thoughts on Manny Pacquiao's retirement?
One of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. Never ran from anybody. Had completely respected the sport of boxing. Was an ultimate champion. And I have to tell you, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet on the planet Earth. I mean, when people, I want to just say this real quick because I know we got to go because we got one more thing to discuss, Mark.
Yeah.
When people talk about Manny Pacquiao and they say stuff like, well, he's fighting for money. I would like y'all to know that there are people who line up in the streets of the Philippines just to come get some money from him. He's very charitable.
Oh, yeah.
That's why money was compromising, because he's a giver. He's a special dude. I'm gonna miss him.
Despite the age gap and experience difference, Mario Barrios is not underestimating Pacquiao. He's preparing as though he's facing the Pacquiao of old. Seeing this fight as a defining moment in his career, his training camp has been focused and intense, with his coach emphasizing that this matchup is being approached like a championship showdown. Barrios respects Pacquiao's legacy, but he's hungry to make a statement. Defeating a living legend could elevate his own place in boxing history.
Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios is a done deal. Fight will either happen July 19th or July 26th in Las Vegas or San Antonio. And it's not going to be a pay-per-view. It's going to be free on Amazon Prime. Whew. We blast Jake Paul for these types of fights. And yet a current world champion and Mario Barrios is going to go after Manny Pacquiao. Listen, I get it. You get to share the ring with the legend of Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest to all ever do it. But he's been retired now. He's already in the Hall of Fame. Manny Pacquiao did not look good in his previous exhibition he did last year either. Mario Barrios should easily run laps around Manny Pacquiao, destroy him. Why are we wasting time with this type of fight? It makes absolutely no sense to me. Listen, 147 welterweight. Me and Talani just got done talking about this in our interview. 147 is a historically great boxing division. And there is great talent in the division right now. But the problem is that guys don't want to fight each other. We don't want unifications. We don't want undisputed. And we're getting fights like Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. Why? This fight makes absolutely no sense. If this is even somewhat competitive, that is embarrassing on Mario Barrios' part. Why are we wasting time with this fight? Listen, Brian Norman Jr. should be fighting Boots Ennis, but he chose a decent alternative. Fighting Sasaki in Japan is fine. That's still two debatably top 5 fighters in the welterweight division fighting each other. I'm A-okay with that decision. Boots Ennis finally stepped up and he did the unification fight against Danny Onis. Great. Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. Okay, if this was for a massive bag, I get it. But you're fighting for a non-pay-per-view event, so you're going to be fighting for free against a guy like Manny Pacquiao. Why? There are plenty of other fights to be making. But yet we're getting Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. Is Manny Pacquiao even ready to fight in the ring? Why is he? I get he still loves the sport, but listen, you are an all-time great, a legend of the sport, a Hall of Famer. Why return? Why not just go pursue other things? If anything, do those little cheap expedition fights that you did last year, or those that are similar to that of what Floyd Mayweather keeps doing. Why is Manny Pacquiao doing a real legitimate fight? I get for its world championship, but against Mario Barrios. Why is Mario Barrios agreeing to this?
Mario Barrios, a 29-year-old boxer from San Antonio, Texas, currently holds the WBC welterweight title. He earned the championship with a commanding performance over Yordenis Ugas in September 2023, knocking him down twice and securing a unanimous decision with scores of 118-107 and 117-108. This win elevated Barrios to full champion status following Terrence Crawford's move to the super welterweight division.
Trained with Manny Pacquiao had to be a huge asset for you, because even though Bay was probably your biggest name opponent up until then, you know, you'd been, how many rounds had you done with Manny?
250 rounds over 3 world title campaigns. So
So it started with the Jeff Horn fight?
It did, yeah. When Jeff got obviously the fight with Manny Pacquiao, I was in Los Angeles. And I was his ex-sparring partners, Jose Ramirez and Ray Beltran. I was doing 5-on-5, and these guys are good fighters, former world champions. And Freddie come over and goes, you know, Manny's got the Jeff Horn fight. So yeah, I'm hearing about it. He goes, well, you're his sparring partners. How would you like to go against your countrymen and help Manny prepare?
George Kambosos Jr., who once trained alongside Manny Pacquiao, often reflects on how those sessions shaped him. He credits Pacquiao not just for physical training, but for instilling key mental traits such as discipline, resilience, and strategic thinking. Watching Pacquiao train, Kambosos learned how to combine speed, intelligence, and preparation into a comprehensive fighting style.
One time I interviewed your sister, and she told me when you were kids, she would do the best in sparring. She would get the best of you.
Oh yeah. I mean, easily. I mean,
when did that change, Mario? When did that change?
He wasn't the only guy she got the best of in San Antonio. She got the best out of everybody, man. Shit.
No, yeah, my sister's a beast, man. Like she couldn't spar with other females a lot of times because they
unfair.
Yeah.
Mismatch.
She was like overwhelming, man. She was just naturally, you know, strong, and so yeah, most of the time the smart part is, you know, they were dudes, but I mean, I couldn't really even like spar with her serious. I mean, until I was like 17 or 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, nearly 4 years after stepping away from the sport, Pacquiao has officially announced his return to the ring at the age of 46. He is scheduled to face WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios on July 19, 2025 at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas.
Mentioned a lot of people are asking what's going on. Are the rumors true? Is it possibly Spence? Is it Pacquiao? Who is Mario Barrios sharing the ring with next?
You know what? He's put himself in a great position through hard work. You know, he's a tremendous story. When he turned pro and what he's been able to accomplish being a 2-time world champion. And I always told everybody, you know, he fights all comers. You know, when we fought Gervonta Davis, all my hats off to Gervonta Davis. You know, but it was very difficult for us to make the weight. We were going to move up in weight. They presented us, you know, with this opportunity, and he said, you know what, I'll bite down for it one more time. And then from there, you know, obviously we had a tough loss, but it was a competitive fight. And his first fight at 147 pounds, he goes on and takes on Keith Thurman. No tune-ups, no getting used to the thing. Goes at that point is about as good as you can get in the division, and took on that. So he takes on all comers, all challenges. His first world title against Batirov, the Russian, is about as tough as you could have done at the time. And so I think he's earned the right now to be in the biggest, best possible fights. And now it's going to be up to Al Heyman and Louis DeCubas Jr. on what they see is best and fit for his career, whether that's, Pacquiao, Spence, if that's a unification with Boots Ennis.
In September 2021, Pacquiao announced his retirement from boxing to focus on his political aspiration. He ran for president in the Philippines 2022 elections, but was unsuccessful. Despite this, he stayed active in public life, serving as a senator, and dedicating himself to various philanthropic causes.
We have Sean Gibbons here, Manny Pacquiao's right-hand man, advisor, head of MP Promotions. Sean, I know you spent a lot of time with Manny Pacquiao over recent weeks and months. There's a lot of conversations about Manny's comeback. What is the latest that you could offer and the update around the potential matchup with Mario Barrios?
Well, the latest is Manny's fighting an exhibition on 28th in Japan. So, you don't want to really look past that. But if he's successful there, Mario Barrios. We've talked about Conor Ben, which I believe was a great fight. That would have been a tremendous fight. We could have done it in England. We could have done it in the U.S. We could have done it in Riyadh season. But the fact that he wasn't able to come off the suspension, that put the brakes on that. So that brought us to Mario Barrios. He's the WBC world champion. Manny's first belt ever many years ago was a WBC belt. So I think it would have been a great story.
Manny Pacquiao's boxing career is nothing short of extraordinary. He has claimed 12 major world titles and won lineal championships in 4 different weight classes: flyweight, featherweight, super featherweight, and super lightweight. Notably, he remains the only boxer in history to win world titles in 4 different decades. From the 1990s through the 2020s, his fights have drawn massive audiences, generating over $1.2 billion in revenue from 25 pay-per-view events, a testament to his immense influence in the sport.
Here we go. Who's greater than me? I said, Sugar Ray Robinson. He said, Sugar Ray Robinson, how many wins he got? I said, he got like over 150 wins. He stopped for a minute. He said, but who got more championship titles? Me or him? I said, hold on, Floyd. He said, answer the question. I said, Floyd, there's more titles now than then. There was just one then. That's no fair. Answer the question. I said, okay, you. Do I not have 28 titles? And I was just like, I don't know. He said, oh, you're supposed to be the expert. But the reason why I said that is because there's minor and major titles. Who else greater than me? I said Henry Armstrong, Roberto Duran. He said, oh my God. He said, you said something about Pacquiao. Yeah, I said, I think you'll beat Pacquiao every day of the week, but I think he had a greater career. He said, you ain't think Pacquiao was on steroids? I said, he didn't fail any tests, Floyd. He said, look at me in my eyes. I can't say, man, he didn't fail. He said, oh man, you faked. I saw that as a initiation. This is what you about to get. Nobody's greater than Floyd. My thing is, he should feel that way, but you can't expect everybody to feel that you're the greatest, Floyd.
The rivalry between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao is one of the most significant and lucrative in boxing history, spanning over a decade. It culminated in their long-anticipated clash in 2015, following years of negotiations and public demand. Talks initially began in 2009, during the peak of both fighters' careers, but disputes over drug testing protocols and promotional terms repeatedly stalled the matchup.
WBC President Mauricio Suleiman has said Mario Barrios will face Manny Pacquiao this July. That's some crazy shit, bro. That's some crazy news. Manny Pacquiao is 46 years of age. He's making his return to the ring. And he said he wants to go out with a bang. He wants to finish his career as a champion. That's some crazy shit. Manny Pacquiao's professional record currently stands at 62 wins, 39 of those coming via knockout, 8 losses and 2 draws. Manny Pacquiao has one of the most impressive CVs in the sport of boxing. Just take a look at from 09 Ricky Hatton all the way up until here. There's so many names: Timothy Bradley, Manuel Marquez, Shane Mosley, Joshua Cloteley, Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather, Jesse Vargas. Like, there's so many names on this list.
Mayweather's visit to Pacquiao's training camp was far from a casual stop. It symbolized the intricate relationship between two of the greatest fighters of their era. Their rivalry reached its peak in 2015 with the long-awaited fight of the century, a bout that left a lasting impact on boxing history since then. Mayweather has shifted his focus to promotion and exhibition matches, while Pacquiao turned toward politics and humanitarian work. Yet, the bond forged through competition and mutual respect has endured quietly over the years.
Champion Mario Barrios to defend his belt against Manny Pacquiao. And about 7 to 8, maybe 9, 10 years ago, I would have said hells yeah if we had a Manny Pacquiao championship fight. But Manny's been retired for 4 years. He's 46 years old. His last fight was in 2021 and he lost to Ugas in a unanimous decision. I watched his exhibition bout against the kickboxer guy in Japan. That didn't look good. This is a bad idea. a really bad idea. And again, I think people will look at this and go, well, Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson, and yeah, that happened. And I also said that Mike was going to get really badly hurt, and it was a terrible idea for him to do that. And there were some health issues and everything else. Luckily, Mike didn't get super hurt in the fight, but this is a world championship level fight against a sitting world champion, and Manny does not belong in there. And again, I'm worried that he's going to get hurt badly.